I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson.
We've got a great game for you tonight between the New York Islanders and the Toronto Maple Leafs. New York would love to close it out here at home. You think the crowd's into this game?
Jim, it's going to be absolute bedlam if they can pull this off. The key for these guys is to play a controlled hockey game. You don't want your emotions getting the best of you.
Here's a look at tonight's referee. He calls a pretty smooth game.
Jim, the one area he pays a little extra attention to is hitting. He lets the guys play physical, but he makes sure they're doing it cleanly.
Pekka won the draw. Into the attacking zone. Run over.
This is serious.
Over the line. He gets hit by Blake. Rings it out. In over the line. He gets rocked by Nolan. Wellwood out of their defensive end. Played over the blue line. Passed across. He gets laid out by Nienema. Brings it out. Over the line. Brings it out. Roberts in over the line. Checked.
Now that was a wake-up call.
Into the attacking zone. Knocked over.
What a hit!
Passed over. Over the blue line. Nolan gets run over.
That'll rattle your teeth.
Brings it out. Over the line. Brings it out. In over the line. Renberg has his pocket pick. Moved over, out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Passed across by Hunter. Blake gets mowed down. Brings it out. Over the line. Thrashed.
That was a huge check.
Renberg will serve time for hooking. New York will try and take advantage of a penalty here.
Well, we haven't seen the power play yet tonight, but we know they're going to be a handful.
They've got great skill on that first unit. Shove. Klee went long. Brings it out. Over the blue line.
Hit! Jim, that's old-time hockey.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. In front. Brings it out. Toronto puts its #1 penalty-killing unit out. Turned aside by DiPietro. Over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Wrist shot by Roberts. Blocked. Passed ahead. Passed over. Into the attacking zone. Shove.
Now that's physical play.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. He gets bowled over by Hammerlick. Roberts brings it out. Over the line. Mowed down.
Jim, that one had to hurt.
Brings it out. A lateral pass. Laid out.
That was a heavy hit.
Out of their defensive end. New York is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. Checked.
Lots of contact there.
Played across. Brings it out. In over the line. Delayed penalty coming up. Roberts brings it out. Over the blue line. Checked. Pekka gets called for hooking. Toronto is about to go on the power play for the first time in this game.
Jim, they've got some good finishers in their lineup, but they like to keep it simple. Point shots with lots of traffic in front.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line.
Hit! No shortage of physical play here.
Brings it out. In over the line. Little deke there by Roberts. Played out. Right in front. Saved by DiPietro. Shove. Brings it out. New York puts its #1 penalty-killing unit out. Checked. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. In front. Crushed. Renberg shoots the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Hunter fires. Saved by Belfort. The coin. Brings it out. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Knocked him off the puck. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Flashed.
You can't hit much harder than that.
DiPietro turns it aside. Renberg scores! That's a power play goal. There was plenty of power in that power play.
They utilized the advantage nicely and banged it home.
Toronto is quickly setting the tempo.
It's always better to force the other team to play your game.
He gets checked by Nieuwendyk. It's flipped ahead by Caberlet. Nice move there by Nolan. A lateral pass. Blake shoots! Blocked in behind. Brings it out. End to end. He gets run over by Pekka.
Send him right to the ice.
Bowled over.
Great hustle and a great hit.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Passed across. Shoots! Turned aside by DiPietro. Toronto puts its third line out. Into the attacking zone. Bumped off the puck. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the blue line.
Hit! That was a great check.
Up through center. Over the line. Right in front. Belfort freezes the puck. Steve Sterling joined the Islanders organization after a very successful career as a minor pro hockey coach.
Well, Jim, just before taking on the head coaching duties in New York, Sterling led the Islanders' AHL affiliate in Bridgeport to the Calder Cup final. And that earned him Coach of the Year honors.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoved. Oop, close! The ref indicates a delayed call against Toronto. Roberts will go to the box for hooking. You can see that coach isn't too happy about the call. New York will get a second chance on the power play here. Face-off won by Pekka. Over center. Shoved.
That was a hard check.
Hunter will get the gate for hooking. With 4 players on either side, this game should open up.
Well, look for some longer passes and more odd man rushes. The tempo of this game could really pick up.
Johnson went short. A shot from the slot by Parrish. Belfort made the save. Over the blue line. Leg save. He hangs on. Belfort is a phenomenal talent. He makes saves he has no business making.
Ask any shooter in the league and they'll tell you he's one of the toughest to beat night in and night out.
And the faceoff is won by Pekka. In front. Hard backhander by Parrish. Brings it out. Coast to coast. He gets taken out by Hammerlick. Brings it out. Over the line. Caberla hits him.
Lines his man up and knocks him down.
He picks off the puck. He's getting called for hooking. And you can see the coach is having a word with the official about that last call. Pekka wins the faceoff. Shoved. Moved across. Into the attacking zone. Slap shot by Martinek. Belfort stones him. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Pushed off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. In the corner. Pass back. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Hammerlick.
Stopped him dead in his tracks.
In over the line. Mowed down.
Full contact.
Brings it out. Over the line. Huge shot by Francis. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Clee. Right in front. The door is shut by DiPietro. Moved back. In front. Shot quickly by Roberts. About to drop the puck. Pekka won the draw. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck. Brings it out. Kaberle has done his penalty time, and that means his team is no longer down a man. Pekka brings it out. Over the blue line. Muscled off the puck. McCabe moves it ahead. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. It's given up by Roberts. Brings it out. In over the line. Carpetsan gets pushed. Long pass. Over the line. Kolyakovo shoves him.
He really bounced his man with that hit.
Brings it out. It's passed over by Nieuwendyk. Carpetsan pushes him. Coughed up by Johansson. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. He gets pushed. In the corner. Brings it out. Advances the puck into the attacking zone. In over the line. The Maple Leafs will make a change here. Nolan controls the puck. Brilliant save by DiPietro. Brings it out. Over the line. Shove. The ref indicates a delayed call. Johansson will serve time for hooking. New York hasn't had any luck on the power play so far in this game, but they'll get a fourth chance here.
Well, they just need a few bounces to go their way. If they stick with it, the goals will come.
McCabe gets shoved. Over the blue line. Hunter took the puck. Centers it. In front. Quick shot by Pekka. Belfour covers up. Now, you talk about great defensemen in this league, and this guy really makes it all happen at the back end.
Jim, he's like a catalyst out there, consistently feeding forwards with breakout passes. And hey, I say he wouldn't hesitate to jump up in the rush.
He gets leveled by Roberts.
That's real action.
And time winds down as the first period comes to an end with the score 1-0.
Jim, when two teams are this close, you'll want to start the period with jump.
Maybe some early fireworks?
Exactly. Some physical play, lots of shots. You know, something to fire up your team.
Islanders win the draw. Into the attacking zone. Pekka gets laid out. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoved. Shoots the puck. DiPietro turns the shot aside. Brings it out. Over the line. Shoved. There's a minute gone by on this current man advantage, and they haven't been able to muster up a whole shot. Belfour got a leg on it. And he hangs onto the puck for the whistle. Toronto is showing great restraint in this game, Craig. They haven't been baited into stupid penalties, and it's paying dividends for them.
Well, Jim, you're right. Staying out of the penalty box is key if you want to have success at this level.
Face-off won by Pekka. Passed over. Over the blue line. Played across by Francis. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Kavasha. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. In the corner. It's centered by Hammerling. Pushed aside by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Laid out. Nice hit. Kavasha brings it up. Into the attacking zone. New York is now 0 for 4 on the power play as the penalty expires. Over the line. Roberts pulls off a fantastic move.
That deke really opened up the ice for him.
Toronto makes a line change. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Shoots the puck. Blocked. Goes behind his net. Brings it out. End to end. He gets rocked by Martinek. Brings it out. Moved ahead by Renberg. Over the blue line. Belfour reached out for the puck. Moved across, out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. Wrist shot by Nieuwendyk. Turned aside by DiPietro. In front. Scramble. New York under attack in its own end of the rink. In over the line. Bumped by Roberts. Behind the net. In behind. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. In front. Big glove save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Johnson, heavy shot. Belfour reached out for the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Over the blue line. Moved over. Checked. A big, clean hit. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Thrashed.
That's what you call a big-time hit.
Shoots the puck. Blocked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets hit by Hunter.
He stamped that one.
Passed across. Right in front. Pad save. Shoots the puck. Shot blocked by a coin. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. A delayed penalty call against New York. Hammerling is going to the box for hooking. Toronto has converted once already, and they're getting another power play chance here. And the faceoff is won by Francis. McCabe for the howitzer. Great save by DiPietro. Over the blue line. He gets checked by Leach.
Now that was big time.
Belfour made the glove save. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Renberg. Blocked out of their defensive end. In over the line. Saved by Belfour. Roberts. Into the attacking zone. He gets pushed by Janssen.
No ducking that one.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Right in front. Big save by Belfour. Toronto is one tough opponent. They've got solid players right down through their bench, and they play a smart game.
Well, you can't make mistakes against this team. They've got just too much talent.
Face-off won by Francis. Sent flying.
That one rattled his cage.
We've reached the midway mark. Ooh, big hit. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Taken out.
That was a tough hit.
Over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets roughed up by Roberts. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pass back by McCabe. A shot from the slot by Roberts. DiPietro freezes the puck. Pat Quinn made an impact right away, didn't he? In his first season as head coach with the Leafs, he was named runner-up for the Jack Adams Award as Coach of the Year.
Well, Jim, under Quinn, the Leafs saw a 28-point improvement, paving the way for an appearance in the conference final.
Francis grabs it. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Crushed. Crashed. Hit. Brings it out. Over the line. Saved by Belfort. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Saved by DiPietro. And he covers up. The ref is ready to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Pekka. Shoved out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. Right in front. Belfort closes the door. Nieuwendyk in over the line. Knocked over.
He's taken out of the play.
Moved across. Over the line. Hunter gets checked. Shoots the puck. Belfort made the save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Nieuwendyk shoots the puck. Stone cold by DiPietro. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Blake with a wrist shot. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoots the puck. Great save by DiPietro. Now here's an example of a guy who covers a lot of ice out there.
Yeah, I'd say he contributes at both ends of the rink. He's a tireless worker in his own end, and he loves to jump up on the attack. Now, every team can benefit with a guy like this.
Face-off won by Pekka. Shoved. Passed across. Over the line. He gets out-muscled by Caberlet. In the corner. Pekka now has the puck. Staying. Into the attacking zone. Laid out.
That rattled him pretty well.
Played across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Caberlet. Quick puck movement. Knocked down. Brings it out. Skating through center ice. Run over. He gets bowled over by Johnson. Moved up. Caberlet turns the puck over. Antropov grabbed it. Shoved. Turned over by Caberlet. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Long pass. Belfort hangs on for the whistle. This guy's already made a contribution on the scoreboard, and you can see he's playing with a lot more confidence now.
Now that he's got the one goal, look for him to test the goalie from everywhere.
And the faceoff is won by Pekka. One times it. Klee stops the shot. Brings it out. Over the line. Right in front. Leg save by DiPietro. Over the blue line. Checked. Into the attacking zone. He gets roughed up by Hammerlin. Moved across. Brings it out. In over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Kolyakovo. Johansson moves it ahead. Brings it out. Over the line. A shot from the slot by Renberg. Saved by DiPietro. Over the blue line. Shove. And that's the end of the second period. 1-0 as we head to the break. It's time for the third period.
Jim, look for some big hits as both teams try to shake things up.
The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Pekka wins the faceoff. Passed across. Knocked over. Into the attacking zone. Gets the shot off. Saved by Belfort. And he covers up for the faceoff. What kind of player makes the best National Hockey League coach?
I think that can be debated. I think the bottom line is the instincts of good players are, at some point in their career, the latter part of their career, they're acting like a coach. They're already understanding the makeup of the team, what needs to be done throughout the course of the season to inject some energy in the team. They understand the system implicitly. And
shot saved by DiPietro. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. The coin knocks the puck loose. Pekka grabbed it. over the blue line. Into the attacking zone. Renberg takes the puck. Saved by DiPietro. Brings it out. New York makes a line change. Hit! Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Laid out. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Brings it out. Over the line. Kolyakovo gets knocked down. Quick pass up. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Renberg. He unloads a big hit. In over the line. Bates now with the puck. Out of their defensive end. Across. Over the blue line. Mowed down. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Checked. In the corner. Moved back. A shot from the slot by Cherkowski. Misses. In over the line. Handle. Scores!
He let go of the wrist shot, and it paid off handsomely with accuracy.
That's right. You don't always have to wind up with a big slapper to get it past the keeper. Won the draw. Wrist shot by Hunter. Brilliant save. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Wrist shot. In front. Shot quickly by Renberg. He scores! Wow, what a wrister he uncorked on that goal.
That was an absolute laser beam that found the back of the net.
Face-off won by Pekka. Blake corrals the puck. Knocked over.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Crushed. Out of their defensive end. Offside, New York. Toronto plays an up-tempo, skilled game.
They have some amazing talent. I love watching this team play. They move the puck with confidence and love to score pretty goals.
And the faceoff is won by Pekka. Passed over by Hunter. Into the attacking zone. Moved across. Moved up. A shot from the slot by Pekka. The puck is shot out of play. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Islanders win the draw. Knocked down. Nolan rocks him. He gets rocked up by Renberg.
He stops him cold.
Shoots the puck. Goes behind the net. Belfour makes the save. Run over. Over the line. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets shoved by Janssen. Check. Right in front. DiPietro freezes the puck. There aren't many guys who can skate as fast as this guy.
Yeah, he really does have an amazing set of wheels. The crowd gets excited every time he touches the puck.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Stachin. Sent flying out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shove. In front. Knocked down. Belfour covers up for the whistle. They're getting ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by Pekka. Centers it. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets leveled by Karpatsev. Pekka brings it out. Islanders are offside. We're ready for the faceoff. Face-off won by Sketcher. Skating through center ice. Asham with a wrist shot. Just wide of the net. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Brings it out. Over the line. Right in front. Belfour freezes the puck. The puck is about to be dropped. Islanders win the draw. Johnson grabbed it. Checked. He felt that one. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. In over the line. Blake gets pushed out of their defensive end. Rocked. New York puts its checking line out. He gets rocked by Koliakovo. Brings it out. Over the line. It's moved over by Renberg. Scramble in front of the net. He's on the score sheet with that one assist already. Let's see if he can build on it.
Well, we know he has the skills. It's just a matter of execution.
The faceoff goes to New York. And out they come with a puck. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Advances the puck. Over the blue line. He gets bowled over by Martinek. Brings it out. Bumped by McCabe. Tchaikovsky fires it hard. In over the line. He gets run over by Karpatsev. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Taken out. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Into the attacking zone. Tchaikovsky gets rubbed off the puck. Renberg grabbed it through center. In over the line. Knocked him off the puck. Johansson grabs it. Brings it out. Over the line.
How about that spin?
Blake out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Belfour got a leg on it. And he covers up. The action's about to start. Islanders get the face-off. He gets hit by Francis.
That's how you stand a guy up.
Checked. Played across. Into the attacking zone. Huge save by DiPietro. Brings it up. In over the line. He gets roughed up by Johansson. Goes behind the net. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Crushed. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Blake gets pushed off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Thrashed. Brings it out. Rink wide pass. Into the attacking zone. He gets out-muscled by Wilwood. Across. Brings it out. In over the line. Ooh, off the bar. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Belfour hangs on for the whistle. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. Face-off won by Pekka. Brings it out. Into the attacking empty netter. Nothing risked, nothing gained, I guess.
Well, they had to take a chance by pulling the goalie late. And that empty netter sealed the deal in this one.
Toronto adds insult to injury with a very late insurance goal.
It's a good thing they did, Jim. They don't want to leave any chance of a comeback.
He gets worked over by Newendorf. A shot from the slot by Pekka. Door slammed shut by Belfour. Brings it out. Over the line. Hit! Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot. Stick save. That's it. Toronto has won it and now trails by just one game. From Uniondale, New York, this is Jim Houston with Craig Simpson.
Until next time, take care.
Goodbye.
You